Why EOS Why Crypto Volume 6. Another month has gone by in the world of cryptocurrency, and it seems like the fall of major institutions such as Signature Bank, Silvergate, and Silicon Valley Bank has caused quite a stir. The recent failures of these banks have exposed the potential risks and weaknesses in the banking system. While it may appear that we are in the clear, there may still be more hurdles to come. It is alarming to see how the negligence and lack of proper regulation have contributed to these issues. The banking institutions have not been properly scrutinized and held accountable, and it is the everyday banking customer who will suffer the consequences. It is essential to note that there has been a lack of focus on proper financial regulations for banking institutions. Instead, the focus seems to be on climate change initiatives and crypto regulation. It is crucial not to forget the fundamental role of the banking industry in our society. Banks are responsible for managing our money and ensuring the stability of the financial system. Neglecting proper regulation of these institutions can have catastrophic consequences for the economy and society as a whole. Therefore, it is imperative that regulatory institutions take a more proactive approach in enforcing financial regulations and holding banking institutions accountable for their actions. In this video we'll be going over an article I read called JP Morgan Chief Jamie Dimon Warns Banking Crisis Not Yet Over. Okay, now let's get started.
Disclaimer: crypto investments are highly speculative and involve significant risk of loss. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Always do your own research and invest wisely.
The article first begins with, in his annual letter to shareholders, Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase, has issued a warning regarding the ongoing crisis facing the U.S. banking system. He acknowledges that the recent collapse of two major U.S. banks has caused significant concern and is not yet over. However, he does not believe that it will lead to a global crisis similar to that of 2008. Dimon points out that the current crisis involves fewer players and fewer issues, but warns that its impact will linger for years to come. Dimon, who successfully navigated JP Morgan through the 2008 financial crisis, acknowledges that the situation is different this time around. While he does not see the crisis as being on the same scale as 2008, he emphasizes that it is still a serious situation with significant repercussions. He warns that even after the crisis is behind us, its aftermath will be felt for many years to come. Dimon has been working with government officials to coordinate a rescue plan for First Republic, a bank based in California that many feared was on the verge of collapse. As a veteran of Wall Street, he is well aware of the potential consequences of a banking crisis and is taking a cautious approach to the current situation. Despite his concerns, he remains confident that the U.S. banking system will weather the storm, albeit with some lasting effects. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase, has issued a warning in his annual letter to shareholders regarding the U.S. banking system crisis. Despite not expecting the turmoil to result in a global crisis like 2008, he has cautioned that the crisis is not yet over and its impact will linger. Dimon noted that the recent failures of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, as well as the rushed takeover of Credit Suisse in Europe, have provoked lots of jitters in the market and will likely cause lenders to pull back, increasing the possibility of an economic recession. However, he believes it is unclear if the crisis will affect regular consumers in the U.S., who are the primary drivers of the world's largest economy. Dimon also stated that while the current crisis has exposed some weaknesses in the system, it should not be compared to the financial crisis of 2008. He is a veteran of Wall Street who steered JP Morgan through the 2008 financial crisis and worked with government officials in recent weeks to coordinate a rescue plan for First Republic, a California-based bank that was also at risk of collapse. Dimon's letter comes just weeks after the dramatic collapse of two major U.S. banks, which raised concerns about the stability of the U.S. banking system. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase, believes that the recent failures of Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, and the rushed takeover of Credit Suisse in Europe will lead to increased caution among lenders in the coming months, potentially increasing the odds of an economic recession. However, he emphasized that this crisis is not on the same scale as the 2008 financial crisis and should not affect regular consumers in the US, who are the main drivers of the world's largest economy. Dimon called on regulators to scrutinize risks to banks that arise from having a high proportion of uninsured deposits, or many customers with similar profiles, such as Silicon Valley Bank, which catered primarily to the tech industry. He also criticized regulators for not considering the sharp rise in interest rates last year in tests designed to test bank stability. However, he cautioned against overreacting with knee-jerk, whack-a-mole, or politically motivated responses in the form of erratic stress test capital requirements and constant uncertainty around future regulations, which could damage the banking system without making it safer. Instead, he recommended carefully studying the root causes of the crisis to avoid such pitfalls in the future.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, if you would like to read, listen to, or watch more of this kind of content, please visit us at www.cryptoapologetics.com. See you next time. Take care.